How's it going, everyone? Welcome back to the Random Weapon Challenge. Now, I've done this before, about 5 years ago, so for those who have seen that, you'll know how this kind of works, but this program is going to tell us which weapon we have to use for the next boss, and not only for that boss, but everything up until it, at which point we will defeat it, hopefully, and then select a new one. So there are some great weapons, and some not so great ones, so yeah, we'll just hope we get pretty lucky. We'll spin. Okay, tin shortsword. Is that the exact same weapon that we got last time? I think this seems very familiar. No. A tin shortsword. Yeah, I just checked. This is the exact weapon we got last time. So that's pretty fitting, I guess. However, it's not quite the exact same as last time, because if I'm not mistaken, the last time I did this, we played it in expert mode. We are no longer in expert mode. We're doing this in master mode. So things are going to be much harder, and we're definitely going to have to prepare. Now, I'm not even sure if we have tin on this world. Okay, so... Of course, we have copper, not tin. All right, I need to step in and explain some things here. Originally, I was planning to shimmer the copper into tin. However, this isn't possible, as ores can only be downgraded in shimmer, and because tin is slightly better than copper, that does not work. So after realizing this didn't work, I just concluded that the tin shortsword was unobtainable in our world. I could have just shimmered down iron to tin. And I have shimmered ores down in the past. I guess it's just been a while and I forgot how it worked. I don't know. But even if the shimmer didn't work, I could have just gone and used an extractinator. But nope, because of my dumb mistake, we will be using the inferior copper shortsword instead. Okay, our copper shortsword is really bad. It's a shameful one. So we're gonna make another one and try to get a new reforge. It's a poor man's reforge. And then hopefully that'll help us a bit, because this is painful. Copper shortsword on master mode is just... oh, it's rough. Okay, here it goes. We get large. That's better. We'll take it. Okay, we're gonna get a little bit of armor going. Now, is cactus armor cheating? No. But, now that I think about it, this is a great idea. I was just doing it because it's, like, easy armor right away, but that thorn damage is quite strong. It'll just help us suit up. I don't envision us using this against a boss. I can't imagine that is a very good strategy against King Slime, because, I mean, I don't know what the contact damage is exactly, but I know it's absurd on that boss. See, this, even if the boss isn't hard, this is what really makes this suck so bad. Especially in master mode, everything has so much defense. There's very rarely an enemy where I'm doing more than 1 damage per hit on. So there's an additional rule, or I guess mechanic or aspect of this challenge that I haven't talked about yet. But if you saw the first, I guess, season of this, you'll know about it. It's the re-roll system. So if we get a weapon that's really bad, that will make our job extremely difficult, or if not just straight up impossible, we have the ability to re-roll the pick. However, we're only allowed to do that 5 times for the entirety of the run. So yes, we did get a copper shortsword, and it's like, I think absolutely the worst option on this list. It's not that bad because it's against King Slime. And we need to save these rerolls for the later bosses, where getting a terrible weapon will just straight up mean that we cannot beat the boss, because that can happen depending on the weapon and the boss. Sometimes it's just straight up impossible. But with that, we're going to do some goblin armies. Or a goblin army. So we want the Tinkerer, we want reforges, because 5 melee damage, it's just rough. It's not great. If we can get legendary, we can get a little bit higher damage. We might be able to bump that to 6, maybe 7. So yeah, we'll see what happens with that. But first, we need to do the goblin army. Now you'll notice we have lava here. For this challenge, in the past, we have allowed ourselves to use lava and whatnot to grind out for the weapons, but we won't be using lava or anything against bosses. It has to just be the weapon. This is just for farming to make our lives a little bit easier. Okay, the only problem with this strategy is we still have to deal with the sorcerers, who unfortunately do not drop down. So it's gonna be a little bit annoying, and I think it might just be my best interest to refresh spawns, because these are just never gonna die. There it is. 6 damage. Now we have not 5, but 6 damage. But the size, crit chance, and speed, in addition to that extra 1 damage, will help a ton. So, I think we're probably ready. I was never able to find the Hermes boots, unfortunately. But, as you can see, we're actually pretty fast with the well-fed, the sunflower, the magiluminescence. I don't feel slow at all. In fact, I feel like I have better movement than usual. So, I think we'll be okay. That'll be extremely important since we have, like, no range. And then we have okay defense. No, very solid. With the Bat Statue, 29 defense. And then we also have an Iron Skin. So, we should be tanky. I could be much better here in that regard. I think I have, yeah, just 2 defense increasing accessories. So, it's definitely not optimal, but I don't think we'll need it. And then as far as our weapon goes, if we're doing more than 1 damage a hit, I will take it. So let's give this a try. So yeah, as you can see, I do remember this. You have to hit, like, that inner blue, light blue part of this boss in order to get damage. Like, it's deceptively small what you have to aim for, which is not great for us. And it still does a lot of damage. That's 50 damage we're taking. And as far as damage goes, we're doing 1. I don't know what I was expecting. Oh god. This is worse than I remember. This is indeed much worse than last time, and it's not just because we're in master mode. But unfortunately, I won't figure out why until later in this video. Okay, so it's almost night, and we've done like 500 damage. And I'm almost dead. But the good news is, this boss is too slow to really pose much of a threat if I'm just not trying to get damage in. So I can just regen to full, but it's going to take me so long to do this. Oh! No! The eye's spawning too! Okay. We are just going to straight up die. Unless I can lure it low enough to where the eye won't spawn. But I'll probably just die trying to do that. I need it to come down. We need to lure it all the way down. Because the eye won't spawn. Oh, we're just going to die though. That's so sad. I don't think there's any other way I could do that, though. So every night, because we haven't defeated it, there's a 1 in 3 this thing will spawn until it's been killed. But this is the second boss. We haven't rolled for this boss yet, so we can't fight it first. Which really sucks. That's basically just like a failed attempt as soon as that happens. And because we do no damage to this thing, I don't even think it's possible to kill it before nighttime if we start... Oh, you know what we do? Okay. Here's the plan. We start at night after the eye has already tried to spawn. Then we start the king fight. Because then we have the whole night and then the whole day. And then it's a 1 in 3 every night after that. But I think we could probably get it done within like night, day, night. So if we just miss that 1 in 3, I think we're okay. Okay, it's nighttime. No eye, which means we can try this again. Okay, it's almost day. We've done like 800 damage, which isn't great, but we still have this whole day, and if we can get, there's going to be another night, 100%, but if we get lucky, and we don't get the 1 in 3 eye spawn, we might just be fine. It's just about night, we're over halfway through, but that's bad news. There's probably going to be another like 2 nights in this. And again, if we get an eye spawn, we basically just lose on the spot. I don't remember it taking nearly this long, so we were probably doing a lot more damage. Well, more than 1 at least. And then also the health bar is way bigger on Master Mode this time. Because yeah, this has been rough. It doesn't look good. Okay, I didn't realize, but we made it through the second night without anything happening, which is great. That being said, I'm getting very low. So you're going to chill out here. Okay, it's now daytime again. And we have 800 damage to deal. I don't know if it is doable at this point. It's getting a lot faster, and it's kind of tricky to to hit it now without getting hit a ton. Okay, it's under 100 health. Come on. We should have we have plenty of time. It's just I just need to not choke right at the end. I don't know how long I've been fighting this boss, but it is whatever that number is. I know it's absurd. For a king slime fight. So I do not want to have to do this over again. Okay. Oh god. There it is. So again, that is a fight where it's like, it's fine to do with the short sword. Very tedious, but it's fine. So it wasn't worth a reroll. If we are to get a short sword against the eye, that's probably a reroll situation because that is a timed fight. And I don't know that we'd be able to do enough damage or if we'd even be able to survive it because that's a much more difficult fight to survive, especially if you have to get up close like that. Okay, we are ready to choose our next weapon. This is going to be for the Eye of Cthulhu. We're gonna see what we get. Please be something good from a range. I just want any kind of ranged weapon. I will make it work. Just give me ranged. Here we go. That is not ranged. Is there any way I defeat the Eye of Cthulhu with a lead broadsword? I don't think so. I really don't think so. Now, we have iron on our world. That being said, I think we can shimmer down the better ores, actually. Okay, so we dropped this silver ore. Again, this is so dumb that I didn't just do this. I knew this. I just forgot about it. That it's like a descending pattern. So you can get any ore. That was just so dumb. Not my proudest moment. But the good news is that makes this very easy. So we can get our lead broadsword. Try and get a reforge on this. Luckily, this is such a bad weapon that it's really cheap. There's legendary. Okay, I will say I've been kind of trashing this weapon, but hey, 6 damage to 16, that's pretty good. So I've just taken a look at the numbers, right? The Eye of Cthulhu in Master Mode, in its first form, has 12 defense. So we're doing like 4 or 5 damage per hit. So the Shark Tooth Necklace will be a huge accessory. I don't know why I didn't use that for the King Slime. I think I just forgot it existed. But what's done is done. We got past it. It doesn't matter. So we'll be waiting for a Blood Moon. And then on the other side of things, we're going to want to have a ton of defense. So we can just sit there, tank it, and deal as much damage as we can. But to do that, we're gonna have to get warding because I think we basically have the highest defense we can get as far as armor goes. To afford all of those reforges, we're gonna need a lot of gold. And if you've watched a few of my recent videos, you'll have seen a gnome farm, but it is a fantastic gold farm early game. And that's how we're going to afford all of these many reforges. Because again, we're gonna try and min-max here. I really don't wanna have to use a reroll this early. That would be so tragic. Okay, I think we are ready. We have 48 defense without buffs, which is kind of insane. I think I can safely say this is the first time I've used a shackle, like, over other accessories for a boss fight. Did get the Shark Tooth Necklace. We also got the Sharpening Station. 2 things I would have greatly appreciated last time, and I just completely forgot about them for whatever reason. That King Slime fight should have been way easier than it was. So overall, I'd say we are quite well prepared. There's not a whole lot we can do beyond this. So if we can't get it done right now, we're probably looking at a reroll. Oh, I'm going to spawn this in because I need every bit of time we can get. We're doing a lot of damage. Oh my god, 32 damage on a crit is kind of crazy. And we have not dipped below 400 life, which is great. Is it cheesy? Yes, but I feel like this is what we had to do to beat this. So this is the part in my head I was worried about. If we were just fighting this normally, like, I would not be able to get... Why did I not think that would happen? I guess we saw it happen with King Slime. I swear that didn't used to happen. Alright, well, we have 2. Shades of the 2 bosses at once. Or I guess 2 enemies at once playthrough. But I think we are so strong that it does not matter. Nice, there we go. Yeah, it's only 10:40 p.m. and we already beat it. I was worried about that taking forever, but we got it done. So we are ready to go. And we get a pretty great weapon. So Emerald Staff, that is something that's pretty easy to get as well. So that is our new weapon. And then we can make our new weapon right off the bat. So, big upgrade, clearly. And there's our mana flower. So we'll get a reforge on that. And I think we're ready. Okay, very fast prep for this one because we kind of already did the heavy lifting for the last few fights. It was really just getting the weapon and then the mana flower. So if we need to, we can bring this up to the surface because as far as I can remember, there's no reason not to do that. And it would probably just make it easier. Well, I guess the only reason being harder to lure it up there. And wow, we're getting it hard. So yeah, should be okay. Now phase 2 is pretty much the only thing I'm worried about. Because sometimes I do it well, sometimes I don't. So we'll just have to see. We don't have a great, like, spread option either. Sometimes I'll have a weapon that can hit both the left or right side's brains at once, like 2 of the 4. And then that makes it really easy, even if you don't notice right away. We have only 26 defense. Ah, broken armor. I don't think I knew that the brain did that. Unless it was a different enemy that was beforehand, but no, probably not. Okay, here's second phase. If we're gonna fail it, this is when it's gonna happen. And it's gonna be right at the end as we get really close to it. The shield is so good for this fight, though. It makes it so much easier. Because especially, it kind of lines them up on the side, so it doesn't really matter what weapon we use. But having range here is so crucial. Depending on the weapon, melee can be good for this fight, but this is so good. There we are. Nice. Okay, that wasn't bad at all. We're cruising now. So we've done the evil boss. Again, the next stage, if you could we just look ahead here, it is Deerclops. So what we'll do, just hope for something easy. Again, if we get really bad luck, the only thing that could maybe screw us is if we got like another short sword. Then I don't know how doable this will be, but hopefully that is not the case. There are 150 weapons now just about available, so very unlikely. Let's see. Storm Spear. I don't know that I've ever used this item before. Like very briefly maybe. I think it's decent. I think we actually already have one, but I think it's pretty close range. Oh, please tell me I didn't sell it. Okay, so I was really dumb and I've been meaning to keep a bunch of weapons like this snowball cannon and this thunder zapper. Where here's more examples. We have like blowpipe, Undertaker, stuff that I don't need, obviously currently, but I could in the future. I've been meaning to keep these things and not sell them, because you never know what you're going to get. You might need them later. So I've been trying to do that the whole playthrough. Clearly I was unsuccessful, and I know I saw at least 2, maybe 3 of these weapons. And I was sure I had put them in the chest, but they are nowhere to be found. And I think that's because I sold them. So I double checked on T-Edit, and there exists no more Storm Spears on this world. So we have resorted to other methods of obtaining this because otherwise we just can't get it. So you'll have to forgive me. That was really dumb of me. I'll try not to do that going forward. But clearly that habit is pretty ingrained. So no promises, but it had to be done. As I was saying, I don't think I've ever used this weapon before. Here's a Storm Spear. It's got a little bit of range. There's a little bit of a projectile going there. Don't know how good it will be for Deerclops necessarily. It's not like a lot of range, and I usually like fighting that boss with a range. But damage-wise, 16. It's like the same as our broadsword, but it's got a projectile. We can see the range on this. So it's a lot shorter than it looks. So it's decent. And you do get double hits if you're up close. So we're going to want to fight it pretty close, because that's some very respectable damage. The other thing I could have made use of was Ale for all the melee weapon boss fights, because -4 defense, which that is a huge factor. But you get +2 critical hit on melee attacks, +10% melee attack speed, and +10% melee damage. So that is very significant. And I think it's worth it, especially, again, for a boss that you don't have to worry about dying to, because it won't despawn. I don't really see any reason not to. Here we go. It's gonna be scuffed, but let's try it. The one thing this boss has is health. It's got a lot of that. And damage. It hit pretty hard. Decent damage, though. Yeah, I probably should have flattened this out a bit. It would have made it easier, but we're doing great so far. Okay, we already got this thing down to half health, so this weapon's doing great. Very, very pleased with this. No! Damn it. Okay, we almost did it without it dying. Wait, it didn't despawn, right? No. We're fine, right? We're fine, right? It's fully... Okay, the music's fine. I panicked so hard there. I did not want to go far more flinks. Okay, we almost did it without dying. Alright, so we got the Pneumatic Horn and the Bone Helm. We can't use that horn unless we roll it, but I will save it just in case we do. So we go to the next stage. Yeah, so this is for Queen Bee. Again, we're getting into great weapon territory. There are a ton of really solid weapons that we could use against this fight. Yeah, we'll just see what we get. Okay. Okay. This is probably not one of those great weapons. That being said, I can't say I've ever actually tried using the bladed glove. In fact, I don't even know what drops it. I think maybe like a cavern lair enemy, but we're gonna find out. Okay, so I figured out why I didn't know about this weapon. It's Halloween only content. Like, well, I knew about it, but why I haven't used it. Yeah, so this weapon can only be found during the Halloween event, which typically is only accessible in either hard mode after doing Pumpkin Moon, or if you change the date and time on your system. Which is probably what we're gonna have to do. But to make matters worse, this is a really rare drop. It's a 1 in 2,000 by any weak enemy during the Halloween seasonal event. I don't even know what that means. It's defined as any enemy that drops at least 1 copper, but has less than 40 damage, has less than 20 defense, and drops less than 5 silver before applying difficulty multipliers. So it'll basically be any enemy in pre-hard mode. Oh man. That sucks. That is awful. Okay. I guess I'm gonna go make a farm and then switch my game to the Halloween event. I was really looking forward to this weapon, and we can technically get it, so I do think we should do that. But again, this is why we allow ourselves to use lava and whatnot to farm enemies, because otherwise we're having a bad time. I mean, we already are, but we're having an even worse time. In the end, it took an hour to build a farm and then another 2 hours of farming to get the drop. Oh, I got it. I got it. I think all we got to do is get a reforge and we should be ready. This is a fight that I think won't be too bad because this weapon is really good provided you can get the hits. So if you're close enough to do damage, you'll do a lot, but that probably won't happen too much, especially in the Queen Bee fight. That being said, I don't think I'm too worried about it. I might not even build an arena, to be honest. Now, maybe I'm massively underestimating this boss, but I don't think so. This weapon seems insane. I feel like it's going to be by far the best thing we've ever had. So we're going to use this. I don't even think I'm going to buff. I don't think we need to. Let's try this out. Yeah, it's got 6,000 health. That's not a ton. Yeah. I think we're probably good. Now, it's just going to be points like this. Oh my god. This is awesome. Yeah, I love these like true melee weapons that are just super fast like this. Because you just melt things. I mean, they're not the most convenient weapon to use, but they are fun. They're very fun. Oh, we're taking damage actually. Wait. Maybe we should not be so cocky. But we got it down to half, which is great. Why is it doing so much? I swear the queen doesn't usually do this much. But yeah, I mean, this is exactly why I like doing this challenge so much. It gives you so many new items to try out that you never would really, like, think about using. But this weapon's great. It's one of the more enjoyable, like, pre-armor weapons that you could use. And it's just very strong, too. And I've been meaning to do this again, this challenge, for like, well, ever since I made the first one. I've planned on coming back to it every, I don't know, year or something, and then I just kind of forgot or had other stuff going on. So I'm glad we finally gave this another go. Oh no. Don't die, don't die, don't die. There we are. Okay, that got closer than I thought it would. I thought it would be way easier, but we did it. That leaves Skeletron up next. And this is a fight where we could easily fail. So we'll see what happens. Because again, this is a timed boss fight. Those are the scary ones in this challenge. So I forgot to mention this, the link to this website will be in the description. So it's totally free to use if you guys want to do this yourselves. But this is the most important role. We'll go to the next stage of this whole video. This is the one. If we wanted to have good luck for one roll, it would be this one. So here we go. I think it can get it done, but it's not going to be easy. Also, we have another melee weapon. I wonder what the spread is. What do we get? Emerald Staff. Everything else has been a melee weapon. I feel like it's probably skewed in that direction. I've never really thought about that, but there probably is many more melee weapons to get. So again, this is a great weapon, but more so before Skeletron. Maybe I'm completely underestimating this weapon and it will, like, obliterate it, but I just don't see it. I don't I don't know. We'll see how much range we can get out of it. That'll be a big factor going into this. Okay, do we get it? Panic Necklace. Crimson Rod. We did not get it. Okay, we still didn't get it. Please? No, Undertaker. Are you kidding? This is supposed to be very easy to get. Should we get it here? Are you kidding? Okay, please. Crimson Heart. Crimson Heart. What do we do if I just don't get this item? Is there another way to get it? There it is. Okay, we got the Rotted Fork. Now, we actually did get its best reforge right off the bat, so we save a lot of gold there. Again, I don't want to make it sound like I'm saying this is a bad weapon, because it's definitely not. It's super strong. Great range, and it gets some good damage in. Well, great range for a melee weapon. Okay, we're running a little bit late, which is not ideal for a fight where I'm not confident that it'll be doable in time. I think so. If I had to guess, I would say yes, we probably will have enough time. I think this weapon is strong enough that we don't have to worry about it too much. We'll buff up and start it. But our damage is looking pretty good when we can get hits in. Yeah, very good, in fact. So, it should be good. I'm trying to remember what I did in the Crimson Loot only run. If I used this weapon against Skeletron, probably would have used like Undertaker or a ranged weapon. But that'd be really funny if I was like, oh, I don't know if I can do this, and I've already done it before. But clearly this is looking very doable. Okay, there we go. So how much damage do we do to the skull here? It's like the full damage. So if we're just not dumb, we should be okay. Oh, no way. Does it have enough range to do this? That's so good. Yeah, so Skeletron will not shoot those projectiles if there's no line of sight. And obviously, even if he did, they don't go through walls. His default state is to just kind of hover above you. So if you go up here, then you can do this. This is like optimal, I'd say. I was thinking, oh, I don't know if we can do this, but this is great. So you don't have to worry about the projectiles, and that's usually the scariest part. Sick. Okay, it's looking like we're going to get this without a reroll. So that means we have 5 for the remainder of the game, and the hardest bosses are still ahead of us. We still have Wall of Flesh is a big one. That could be a big gatekeeper. And then all the mech bosses, to be honest, especially Destroyer. Depending on our luck, we could get... Yeah, we could be stuck on that for a while. Moonlord, obviously, is a huge one. We want to save at least a few rerolls, I'd say, for Moonlord. So it's great that we didn't have to use a single one so far, especially in Master Mode. Again, last time we did this, we were doing it in Expert, so we had a little more leeway with the weapons. Not anymore. Nice. Plenty of time to spare. We did it. We're good to go. No rerolls needed. That's so good. Okay, that's all we got for today. This is going to be a 3-part series like the first one. So yeah, hopefully you guys are looking forward to the next one as much as I am. But yeah, thanks for watching. I'll see you guys in the next one.